It's Bruce here. It's the 9th of May. Let's take a look at the market report and figure out what's going on. I track this weekly status of new listings coming on market and going off market. The green stands for new listings coming on market in a 7-day time period, and the pink or salmon show the listings that were put into pending status in that same time frame, 168 to 202. So we still have a disproportionate balance between the two of them, more pendings than new listings coming on market. But interestingly, if I look back in time here we are at the end of March. We saw for the first time in quite some time, since the around October timeframe, we saw new listings eclipsing new pendings, 185 to 181. But if we go back in time about a year, actually it's about 11 months here down to the 31st of May. At that point in time, we had 95 new listings coming on a week and 158. Call it 100 and 160 to make it easy. Round them up. 100 new listings, 160. There's your imbalance there. So we're currently at. Let's go up here to the top. Did this one just yesterday. This is 168 to 202, right? So not quite as big of a gap between the two of them. But when we were in March of this year, let's see, where's March? Right here, right around, there's March 24. We see the new listings coming up. And then at the 31st, we see them eclipsing, the new listings eclipsing the listing pendings and holding there for a bit, and then here we see it balancing back out, and then we end up with pendings eclipsing new listings, and so that's where we're at right now, and that's the current at 168 versus 202 versus a year ago, essentially, which was 95 to 158 or 100 to 160. Now let's take a look at the numbers, though. This is really stunning. If I look back a year. Roughly, actually, I'm looking at April for this one. I've got 87 properties that closed in the month of April, in the 30-day time period of April. 87 of them went into closing status. And if you look here, this is cumulative days on market, the CDOM right here. Only one of them was over 18 days on market. This is the cumulative days on market before they went into pending status. And so if I click this like that, here we go. We've got let me get 50 per page. There's 50 right there, and we haven't even had 7 days on market. Let's go to page 2, and we are at 76 of those 87 went pending in 7 days or less. And then here's 8, 10, 11, 11. So then we've got a second week on market for these guys. And then we got one loan listing at 69 days on market. And so if I'm looking at the statistics for those, let's take a quick peek here. Our statistics show us that at that time we had an average list price of $981,000, and then an average sale price of $1,166,000, right? That's roughly almost 120% sale price list price ratio. That's huge. 7 days average on market. If I took out that 69 day, I'm sure this would drop down to 6 days average on market. $622 per square foot. Let's go do the same thing now for the current listings and see what the change is. Let me move this out of the way here, and we will click all, print. Sorry, I should have had this done earlier. Then we'll move on. Our statistics show us 13 average days on market currently, which is still pretty darn hot. And if I took out the 89 here, I'm sure this would drop down to around 10. But look at this. Look at the list price, sale price. So here they're starting at 900. I'm going to round it up, 995,000, and then they're closing out at 1,037,000. Whereas the other one closed out at 1,166,000 and started at 981. Right. So they're starting. They're starting at 1 million and change. They have to adjust down to 995,000, and then they end up closing out at 1,037,000. But back then they started out at 981 and they adjusted down to 978, but ended up at 1.166. That's quite a difference. 120% sale price list price ratio versus 104.65, right? There's your differential in those two. So that is the differential between the two of them. Oh, and let's look at the numbers, excuse me. We have currently then, what's our volume? We have 62 properties that closed in that April time period currently, and we had 87 of them. So interestingly, we had 1/5 more closing last year at that time frame, but still punching out at 1.166591 versus 62 of them going into pending status at that same time. So that's the Bruce Report. Always happy to help, and hope this helps in decision making. Take good care.